Oh my God. Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I look at them WBAs and I'm amazed. These rankings, they stinking. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is rated with the WBA behind Bogdan Dinu. Boxing has officially lost its mind. We gonna talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Let me jump right into the mix. The World Boxing Association, aka the WBA, has lost their ever-loving mind, right? They have updated rankings, right? And you see them on the screen. They're acknowledging all the champions. So the world champion is Trevor Bryan at heavyweight, we're referring to. But it gets real fishy. In at number 1, they have Alexander Usyk. Okay, he was the super champion at cruiserweight, so he probably got elevated to a high ranking up there. But look at this. The brother decides to stand up like a man and throw. Too bad Wilder had to get ranked behind Bogdan. Yeah. Number 2, they have Bogdan Dinu and Wilder and Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz. But most importantly, Wilder, because he was the former champion, and also Andy Ruiz, but Wilder was a longer standing ex-champion. You know, he was tied with like Klitschko's and the Muhammad Ali's with double-digit title defenses. So how on earth is Deontay Wilder ranked behind Bogdan Dinu? Now, I know some of y'all scratching your head like, hey, Ego, this doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't make sense to me either. Wilder, Luis Ortiz, Ruiz, all ranked behind, especially Wilder. This is just the disrespect. Where did you even get these rankings? Now, some of you don't even know who Bogdan Dinu is. I do, because I've watched his fights. I watch boxing. I cover boxing. He has a record of 20-2. He's like from Romania or somewhere, and he's a boxer almost part-time, but they said he works with like the SWAT team. I remember watching like the SWAT team equivalent where he's from, right? And this is his career. He fought Gerald Big Baby Miller on HBO on a Danny Jacobs card and got stopped. Then right after that, he fought Kubrat Pulev and got stopped. You see it. I know you see it. Not TKO, KO'd back to back. And Kubrat Pulev just recently lost to Anthony Joshua by stoppage. So he got back-to-back KOs or KO'd, and then he fought whoever this Ozzy Osbourne Machama, whoever this dude is, Obama, whoever he fought, with a record of 23-12-2. And he fought Frankie Blumel 16-8-2 after getting stopped by these two gentlemen, Gerald Big Baby Miller and Kubrat Pulev, and somehow that has elevated him and propped him 2 back-to-back KOs. Then you fight 2 nobodies, and somehow with the WBA's ranking, that puts you in place ahead of Wilder and another former champion, Andy Ruiz, and a very talented Cuban fighter in Luis Ortiz. Boxing has officially lost its mind. You know, it pains me to say this, but I now understand why people say certain things like boxing is hard to follow and stuff like that. You can't make excuses for this. This is inexcusable. It doesn't take a Bill Nye or rocket scientist or a great brain like Elon Musk to decipher that this is trash, and it makes no sense for Wilder, a former champion who has one loss to a guy that was already a champion before, and a lot of people believe that guy cheated on top of all other things, Tyson Fury. But even if you don't believe that, Tyson Fury is still a former champion where he beat Klitschko, and he had a 40 to 60 pound functional weight advantage. So why would Wilder at any point be below a guy, Bogdan Dinu, who was knocked out in 2018 and 19, and the only thing he's done is fight a pair of guys that no one's heard of. I don't even know what this guy looks like. See, look. This is who he fought. Green Mile looking ass, bro. Yeah, boss, I want to go to Disneyland. John Coffey. Bro, his name is Big Daddy. He's 42. So he beat... Bro, I'm done. I'm so done with boxing. Bro, Bogdan Dinu got knocked out, sparked out, deaded, you know what I'm saying, laid out, and came back and beat a dude named Adam Sandler's Big Daddy, who's 42, who looking like the Green Mile. And, John Coffey, boss. I just want to go there. Samuel L. Jackson, Mason Windu looking at, bro. Nick Fury looking at. You know what I'm saying? He knocked out, or I don't even know if he won by knockout. Let me check. But whatever this cuz is, like, you know what I'm saying? This is who he beat, and somehow he's ranked higher than Wilder. And the guy's record was poor when he fought him in 2019. And he beat this guy 16-8-2, who's lost again. Who is this, bro? Ryan Reynolds' little brother that never made it, right, with an Aquaman tattoo. Who is this, bro? How do you get ranked up? Look, he has, bro, Frank Blue Mule or whatever has 10 losses, all 10 by knockout. What type of ish is this? What type of stuff is the WBA on? How do you beat a guy who, even at the time, bro, he lost 10 times and all were knockout. Like, he never went the distance with the guys who beat him. So at that point, that means he had 8 losses in 2020. He's lost 2 more times since then. But this Frank dude has 8 losses. That means 8 KO losses because all of his losses are knockouts. You know, the WBA is looking real bad. Somehow, some way, Wilder, oh my God, is ranked behind Bogdan Dinu. This is a travesty. It makes no sense. Boxing is full of games, and it just perpetually makes boxing look bad. Now it's looking like they don't want to rank Wilder higher because Joshua's the champion, and maybe they're in cahoots with, some of these other promoters or whatever. So they're trying to keep Wilder, who's no longer a champion at the moment, from becoming Joshua's mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So they had to put in a buffer and a person ahead of Wilder to stall him out. Because if Wilder was ranked where he should be, which is number 1, or let's say number 2, since Usyk was undisputed at cruiserweight, then he would be dangerously close to being Joshua's mandatory, so he could press for that. But now you put this buffer, some guy that Gerald Big Baby Miller, who failed a drug test and didn't fight Joshua and never fought like a Wilder, right? You put him in the and it's actually Wilder's sparring partner a couple years ago, right? You put him in the middle as a buffer to protect Joshua. You know, this is the type of stuff that looks bad, bro. This looks real bad. Actually, Trevor Bryan has the belt. No, yeah. See, they got so many belts, I'm confused. Okay, so Joshua's the super champion and Trevor Bryan has the world champion. So if Wilder is ranked higher, then he could fight Trevor Bryan. If he knocks him out, he would probably be Joshua's mandatory. So anyway, it's just stall tactics to keep Wilder, away. Guys like Luis Ortiz. And just how are we getting to these rankings? Just that's like these sanctioning bodies, everybody need to just come out with their own belts, because at this point, this looks like a joke. Because I need to know how people are even coming up with these rankings. Like, it's just like you really just have a raffle and just put people where you want them to be. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to like franchise champion with the WBC and Canelo fighting Average Pilgrim and Jamal Charlo not getting the shot with Triple G and Canelo, Devin Haney not getting an opportunity. People want to call him the email champ. I'm not calling him the email champion because this is not his doing. It's all politics. You see, it keeps happening. Politics keep happening and plaguing the sport of boxing. We need to lobby against stuff like this. It makes no sense. These are wretched, horrible rankings. There's no way a king and former champion with that many title defenses needs to be behind someone who was back-to-back knocked out by Miller, Big Baby Miller, who failed drug tests, and then Kubrat Pulev, who lost all his big fights with Klitschko and Joshua, and Wilder's being disrespected. You know, same thing with I've been advocating Jermell Charlo is not being given the fair treatment. Look how they treat Black American fighters constantly. Jermell Charlo is a ring champion, but they won't put him on the Ring magazine cover. They won't put him in the top 10 with Ring magazine in the pound for pound list. And it's just more politics. So until boxing cleans this up, boxing will be a niche sport and continue to be this way. They're disrespectful. Oftentimes it's with Black fighters, Black American fighters at that. And guys like Wilder, there's no reason you can explain why Wilder would be behind. And even quality guys like Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz would be behind a guy. Andy Ruiz, yeah, he disappointed with the Joshua rematch, but he's about to fight again against Chris Arreola. We'll see if he redeems himself. I believe he'll look better in that fight. He looks like he's dropped weight and he's taking it serious. Boom, boom, boom. But Andy Ruiz was never slaughtered. He fought at the highest level with Anthony Joshua, didn't get knocked out by a knockout artist, and in fact knocked out Anthony Joshua. And I thought he beat Joseph Parker, and he should have been a champion earlier than he actually became a champion, but he's number 5. And you got this Bogdan Dinu, who's a SWAT team dude. You know what I mean? He's with the SWAT. And Wilder and Luis Ortiz and all these accomplished guys, somehow, some way, the WBA feels that these guys are more qualified to be in spots to get closer to Joshua than Wilder, Ruiz, and Ortiz. Bogdan Dinu somehow, some way holds that. It's just laughable, and it makes the sport look like a mockery with horrific rankings like this. Use my link to get TubeBuddy. That's all I really got to say. TubeBuddy is a browser extension to help you level up your YouTube content. The link is in the description. Use it. I put that on. I've been using it for years. If you want to be successful on this platform of YouTube, you better start learning it. TubeBuddy is a great tool to help you, and it has a lot of features packed into it. I use it daily for videos like this. So it takes money to make money. As I always say, click that link. We working. The disrespect for Wilder since he's lost is really laughable at this point, but I expect nothing less from the usual suspects in old media. Bull rankings and, all this stuff that boxing has. And you wonder why certain fights aren't made, or certain guys have resumes where some people feel the resumes are lacking, like Demetrius Andrade. The reason his resume is lacking is because the WBAs and the WBCs and stuff, they're not putting him in a position to get close to the Canelos and stuff like that. And then you see it also with the WBA regarding the Joshua belt. Why don't you have Wilder fight Usyk and then the winner gets Joshua? Things like that. Because they don't want that. It's all politics, man. I'm done talking. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.